Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about ways you can be more magnetic. This is a topic that comes up with women that I coach, people that inquire about what exactly they can do to really enhance and grow love and to grow intimacy and confidence in their life. So if this is a topic that is important to you, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I release a video weekly. Let's dive into ways in which you can be more magnetic, because this is one of those elusive qualities. We can't just sort of be confident. We can't just forgive at the snap of our fingers. These are things in which we need to understand and then really integrate and embody in our day to day. So I'm going to start with 3 steps. Number 1, practice authenticity. Practice those little ways in which you cover up and edit in love, in life, where you disconnect from being your natural self. Because if we grew up in a household, for example, that had some dysfunction in it, we quickly learn to identify with a role. For example, in my life, I was always taught my role actually was the responsible one. I was very responsible. I was always on time. I was the one people could count on. But what happens is when we learn to over-identify with a role, we disconnect from our authentic self. And the authentic self loses more and more consciousness. And so what we want to do as we deepen and grow in love and awareness is we want to start bringing that voice out again and quieting the role in which we've grown attached and accustomed to hiding behind. And this is sneaky and it's so automated in our subconscious that it is really necessary for us to slow way down to catch the ways in which we are not showing up for ourselves, or we're playing it safe, or we're acting out a script that no longer makes us feel good, expansive, or safe in the world. It just feels like not a truth. It just feels like something that we're doing because we're used to doing it. And so being authentic starts with the process of really slowing down, catching the ways in which you're playing it safe, or you're just going down the same path, even though it leaves you feeling not like the best version of yourself. So where can you be authentic? Where can you show up? For me, sometimes that means canceling plans. If I'm going to be 10 minutes late, giving myself grace, allowing myself to not be perfect or be so responsible. That's a huge part of my own healing and my own process and my own practice. And so where can you sort of separate a little bit more from that role you've grown accustomed to and draw out the beauty and the authenticity of who you really are? Number 2, less reaching and more receiving. And I talk about this in some of my videos where I go deeper into intuition. But the idea of reaching, meaning that we're always having to make it happen ourselves. I got to do this. What's next? What do I need to get this need met or keep this going? Or all of these things where we feel like we've got to be the driver. We've got to be the one reaching for it and making it happen. And instead recognizing that there's a balance to this, the yin and the yang, and we want to also have equal time where we're integrating and we're practicing and we're embodying, which means we're receiving and we're acting when that intuition is so strong that there's no denying that that's our next step. So then we're really moving into aligned action. And I really try to practice this in my own life. Am I trying to force? Am I reacting to a subtle vibration of scarcity or fear? Where do I instead need to practice getting comfortable in the discomfort and really open myself up to a deeper level of receptivity and being able to trust in what I can't see yet? Number 3, turning inward. Grounding and centering before taking your next step or before making your next choice. This is really buildable because if we are practicing accessing our intuition on a deeper level, then we are going to be able to really notice the sensations and the emotions coming up within us that serve as a beautiful guide to know when we're not thinking something through, when we're reacting too quickly, and where we can instead just kind of turn our gaze inward, notice what's going on within the body. Where do we feel heavy? Where do we feel stuck? Where do we feel a sense of urgency? And how do we sort of sink into that and just observe it so we know what's going on inside of us, and then create the opportunity to really let that pass through and to ground and center ourselves first. So the next choice or decision we make feels like something that we've aligned with, that we've connected with, and that we feel really confident and secure in ourselves over. And this is not about being perfect. We have to grant ourselves grace for the times that we don't handle ourselves perfectly. And we have to just allow ourselves to learn from our mistakes. We cannot often learn unless we make the mistake and we get the feeling and the feedback to know, okay, that's not the direction in which I want to go. But when we practice turning inward, we can connect a little bit more fully to what is going to be best for us, and we can kind of see the forest through the trees in a deeper level. So if we can develop the practice of turning inward before making our next choice or decision, we are much more likely to make sound, high quality decisions that are not rooted in reactivity or in subconscious limiting beliefs or fears that we're working to outgrow and move past. If this is helpful to you, I would love to hear. Please comment below. I have a lot of different resources and blogs on this on my website, and you can subscribe to my newsletter and receive my free guide, Magnetic Sensitivity. Please visit jenmichellecoaching.com and you'll be able to access that as well as my blogs and my digital programs and offerings there. Sending you all so much love, and I look forward to seeing you next week.